nigga behind you, jab him again. One more time.
The building's breaking. Again, shout out to the nigga that was supporting battle rap. We're having fun.
Hey, what if that nigga is Almighty T? Like, I know it ain't you, fam. I'm kidding. That whatever.
All right, it's really about to happen. I cannot believe I'm about to watch DATLYT versus Rum Nitty. Everything's good.
Quiet down.
Let's go, Light.
Quiet down.
April 13th, 10:37 p.m., Houston, Texas. I watch as the crowd is silenced. Only the brush of a quill on the canvas of our imagination can be made out. That's because silence is the lone ingredient needed for the voice of the descending to be heard. And it would be heard.
This is round one versus the alien, a worthy adversary. The build-up to this momentous clash of multidimensional scribes opens with a serviceable but exciting round by Battle Rap's 2022 Champion of the Year, Rum, the Alien Nitty. I'm the Almighty T with Cool Common Company, and this is Deconstructing DATLYT.
Night, I wave it and take a particle, nigga. I'm gonna see what you made of type. Or take a swipe, cut your wrist, double slit, experiment with a razor. I ain't playing no more.
I ain't gotta compromise my data rage. On this stage, I never had trouble with experience. This is just a double split experiment. I took this look to make Adam take.
The time has come. Inspector, Almighty T is on the case. DATLYT. You son of a gun. I got you. We're going to start off with round one. And yes, I have memorized round one by now. Break down DATLYT round one. We're going to focus a lot on making random connections and showing you guys how creating a more abstract mind, deconstructionists like the Derridas of the world, will allow you to embrace DATLYT. So, one challenge I like to do, I like to show off a little bit of the memory. No, I think I did the rock rounds last time. Let's do King Bao. Okay, today a God shall be seen. What I mean is, from the heavens I bawled and the spark shattered. To delete all I was called to say only the dark matter. But you can't avoid a bright idea with light mind you find to grind persistent. If I'm who you pick, then this the photo sent to see light shine through the abyss. This is divine time for the divine to define my existence. This is food for earth's surface, a human at high tide, a low life was in an animal wave. Why high five pride, why tide, tighter deficiency, this is me. The lower you go, the higher I go in this Mariana Trench. But down here, light body, everything. Your misery will be a mystery, but who would have thought it would be for... Okay, that's all we're getting. That's all you guys are getting from King Bao's, the King Bao third. Go watch that battle, that third. All right, let's get on with this. And yes, I did memorize this first round.
All right.
Live from 103 block. You see the Griot, spells Griot, which is a storyteller. He's about to tell a story.
I can't even get the intro out. Oh, we gonna have a long night, baby. Let's go. Yo.
I'm gonna skip that.
Here we go.
This is my video, by the way. My edit. Okay, that's why you heard mine.
I got one small piece.
All right, we're gonna skip the rock paper scissors. Today we're going to see your allure modded. You got options. You can either meet me up there or end up floor spotted with your door dotted. Okay, I'll let DATLYT take it over.
Today we're going to see your allure modded.
Okay, allure modded. he's basically saying that he's going to change the way that people look at him. Which, to be fair, knowing DATLYT, if you know what DATLYT's going to say, you already like. He didn't actually. That's the one point I'll say about this battle. He didn't actually change the way people look at Rum Nitty, because people already had seen that Rum Nitty's one-dimensional. Even though he's really good in that one dimension, he's the best in that one dimension. He's an absolute line. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man's an absolute line. He's not just a dot. He's an entire line, right? That he stretches that one dimension crazy. But we've already seen people like Ilmac, Loaded Lux. We've already seen people tackle that. And so I don't think his allure was modded, right? So his allure was not really that changed. But I will say, I do see DATLYT in a different light after this. And I think he's even way better than I ever thought he was.
You got options. Today we gonna see your allure modded. You got options. You can either meet me up there or end up floor spotted with your door dotted.
Okay, so obviously DATLYT is up there. Floor spotted, door dotted. It was actually figured out from a co-worker. So door dotted, gunshots on the door. Floor spotted, the blood stains, right? All right, meet me up there. You can end up floor spotted with your door dotted.
They think because I've been in the industry, I don't remember how to kill. It's quill. Anybody holding up the four got it.
I don't remember how to kill, like industry. I don't remember how to kill. It's quill. Anybody holding up the four got it, right? Anybody holding up the four got it, but then four got it, right? As in, like, you don't remember. So you don't think I remember how to kill?
The industry, I don't remember how to kill it.
I don't remember how to kill.
It's quill. Anybody holding up the four got it.
And then also the four, right? So the two fingers, the holding up the quill. Anybody holding up the four got it.
As far as lines, minds erase shit.
As far as lines, minds erase. So he's saying that his lines erase the other people's lines, which I don't even listen to Rum Nitty's bars anymore. That's how much Rum Nitty's lines were erased. Like 100%. I don't listen to Rum Nitty bars anymore. Lines, as far as mines, lines erase, right? Even a landmine, you tripwire, it erases it. But he's saying that his raps are gonna be so good it erases Nitty. But it's also like, remember four got it. Don't think I remember. Mines erase. It's connected.
This sky and space shit gonna lay you in the facade. They ain't tell you creators have creators. I'ma show you the difference between an alien and a god.
All right, so now we have our first set of entendres, right? So we've already had double, and then you can maybe stretch like a triple in there for like the lines, lines. Like you can stretch a triple, but here is crazy. Because think about this: Rum Nitty is an alien, right? Right? Aliens come from outer space, right? Watch this.
As far as lines, minds erase shit. This sky and space shit gonna...
This sky in space. This guy in space. An alien is a guy in space, right? Watch this.
Lay you in the facade.
Lay you in a facade, right? The guys in space, like, lay you in a facade, like the alien abductions, but also these aliens come in, like the blondes or whatever, or the reptilians, they come in a facade, right? But then Rum Nitty himself, when he's facing someone like DATLYT, they're going to realize that all that gangster stuff is a facade, right? Or not even just the gangster stuff, but the fact that he's good is a facade.
They ain't tell you creators have creators?
Creators have creators. The humans are creators. They have creators, which are aliens. The aliens have creators, which is the gods, right? And Quill is saying that he's about to show him the work of a god, right? And so now think about this. This guy in space is God, right? This guy in space, but then it's also the sky and space, right? The sky and space-ish, right? Right? So this guy in space, the alien, the sky in space, the alien, right? The sky in space, God is a guy in space, but then the sky in space. Like, as in the sky and space, right? Because DATLYT talks a lot about planets, right? like versus Tay Rock, or what did he say against Tay Rock? He said, I got an EP tuned up with a signed word from Amber Wife. Sat her in the ring with a live church. They like a marsupial. They told you to sit her in something with drive first. Now the garage look like a V-nest. The drive hurt. The moral story is I switched it up. Like all those planetary stuff, right? And yes, I added the marsupial because in a blog that's now deleted, he did say that was what he was supposed to say, right? So I've even memorized stuff he didn't say in the battle and put it. Look, okay, but yeah, this guy in space.
I'ma show you the difference between an alien and a god.
So they're both, the alien and the god are both this guy in space, right? But they're both this guy in the sky in space.
You've traveled a great distance.
You've traveled a great distance. Alien coming in. You've traveled a great distance. But at the same time, his rap career, he's traveled a great distance to get there. Right? You know what I'm saying? We're also talking about death, right? So if someone dies and meets God, that's how you're going to meet God, is traveling a long distance to the pearly gates, right? So we already have a triple entendre going, right? So we have Rum Nitty, the person, right? Who's like this gangster rapper, right? We have the alien, who's Rum Nitty again. His name is the alien, but now we have an actual alien. And then we have the dead, right? So the person who has to meet God, right? The spirit. So Rum Nitty, the spirit, right? And spirits are also rum. I mean, like rum is also the spirit, right? Okay.
Between an alien. They ain't tell you creators have creators? I'ma show you the difference between an alien and a god. You've traveled a great distance. To the end, you made it.
To the end, you made it. So like you're at the pearly gates, right? But then, you know, DATLYT is the end. He's the end, right? To the end, you made it. Like you're no longer going forward, right?
In sin, you waited.
In sin, you waited, right? In sin, like he's in the water, right? Right? So he's in this water, waited in the water. So he's in sin, he waited, right? So in evil, he waited, right? So in this long time, so we were going with this whole purgatory kind of look, right? Where so you traveled a long distance. In the end, you made it. In sin, you waited, right? But to insinuate is to also assume something. So we're still assuming that people want to hear Rum Nitty. And he's assuming that this is going to go well for him. That he's assuming he's going to go to heaven. But we'll see what happens.
As they glance at the stream with faith missing.
Glance at the stream with faith missing. So now we're talking about us. We're glancing at the stream, and now our faith is missing because DATLYT is starting to rap. And we're like, yo, Nitty can't be the alien anymore, right? Faith missing. The sin, remember? We just talked about in sin you waited. Now they glance at the stream with faith missing. So in sin waited. So water and sin. But now faith missing. Glanced at the stream with faith missing. So you see, no faith in the stream. Sin waiting in the water. So it's just evil and water. So the water is starting, you can start to see the water starting to build up, right? We have three. We have mist. We have waited, and we have stream, right? But then he said glanced, so that means to look, right? So now we're getting into that God tier scheme, but this isn't really a God tier scheme. If anything, this is, if we're saying God tier, this is the rapture, like the Noah's flood, like the original, the first wiping of the earth of the sin. And this is building up right now. So we've already had 6 references to it. All right, we're going to run it back a little.
Alien and a god. You've traveled a great distance.
Think about, also, the Nephilim were part of the rapture, right? I mean, not the rapture, the Great Flood. And so those were, if you go to like Zechariah Ascension and the Anunnaki, stuff like that, the ancient Mesopotamian stuff, you'll see that they were very aligned with sort of Nephilim kind of characters, where it was these creatures came from outer space and, you know, colonized the world. And we're going to see that colonization is going to turn into colonialism of the Americas later on in this in this series game, especially in the second round. It gets crazy. Third round, like I'm saying, but second round is the main part where he's doing the Spanish conquistadors like scheme. But here, what do we just
Between
say?
an alien and a god. You've traveled a great distance. To the end, you made it. In sin, you waited as they glance at the stream with faith missing. I'm seen as what they miss.
I'm seen as what they missed. So now right, faith missing. Seen as what you missed. Seen, missed. So another eyes and tears. But then what people were missing is faith, right? So it's cool saying that he is what people have been missing. So the rapture, like when Jesus comes back, or when the Savior comes back, that's what people were missing, was that safety. And so Quill is saying like he is him.
You state they glance at the stream with faith missing. I'm seen as what they miss. You
And then seen, miss, right? You seen, miss, right?
stated. Now
You stated.
the view and liquidated.
View and liquidated. So you stated, as in like you're in the state of liquid, right? So now you're in the view and liquidated. So that means he got liquidated, as in like his life was exchanged for cash at a viewing. So like at his death, right? So when people go to the viewing to see your casket, so you were liquidated, but at the same time, this is going back to the rapture again. So if you were liquidated, you were caught up you were caught up in this biblical Noah's Ark kind of rapture type thing, where like an apocalyptic event. So you were liquidated, right? View and liquidated. So now we're seeing view and liquid. So faith missing. Seen is what I missed, right? Waited, and sin you waited. So all these sight plus water, and we're starting to see the raptures. The water's building up. The rapture, the Noah's Ark flood scheme is building up.
Is the focal point of my late mission.
The focal point, right?
You stated. Now you in the view and liquidated is the focal point of my late mission.
All right. So the focal point of my late mission. So he was at the viewing, right? So the late mission is to kill something, right? But also his last mission is to make the gangster look like a thing of the past, right? Something that we can save our people from. We no longer want to see the gangster rapper in the spotlight. We want to see the conscious rapper, the person who's going to free us from the evil.
You stated. Now you in the
And also you stated something that he said, right? So what he said is led him to the viewing, to be liquidated.
view and liquidated is the
And view and liquidated, view liquid.
focal point of my late mission. The cornea.
Then view and liquidated focal point, so right, your eye. So view and liquidated focal point. So it's like a three-way. So it's it's eye, liquid, eye, right? So it works both ways.
Shall be when the view and liquidated is the focal point of my late mission. The cornea shall be flooded.
The cornea shall be flooded, right? Focal point, the cornea shall be flooded. The cornea, as in like the corniness in you, like being a goofy, right? The cornea in your eye, right? The cornea shall be flooded, right? But then the cornea, as in the people as a whole, the cornea shall be flooded, right? And he's still talking about like the Nephilim. He's still talking about the evil sinners of the world, the Zachariah Ascension alien conqueror, like lizard people, whoever you want to say got wiped out. And he's talking about gangster rappers, and he's talking about Nitty all at the same time. Oh, I forgot. He's also talking about the conquistadors, because remember, they came from a great distance to the end. They made it, like, coming from Europe to the Americas, right? Through the water, right? And then this also ties in.
View and liquidated is
The cornea shall be flooded, right?
focal point of my late mission. The cornea shall be flooded, thinking we can be tied.
Thinking we can be tied, right? We can be tied, right? What the weakened by the tide, right? We can be tied, but at the same time, we can be tied. He's saying like the cornea shall be flooded, thinking that we could be tied, So like to think that we're at the same tier, like, are you serious? Type of thing, right? Or to think that we can be tied, as in tied down by your by what you're saying, right? It goes again, but to the slavery thing, right? Well, I didn't mention the slavery conquistador stuff yet, but that ties into that, right? Thinking that we could be tied, right? And then he's going to say, I leaked the skies.
I leaked the skies of the
I leaked the skies. I leaked to the skies. Right?
The cornea shall be flooded, thinking we can be tied. I leaked the skies of the 8 vision.
So this is crazy. I had to look into the Bible for this one, but I leaked to the skies. I linked to the skies, right? With the 8 vision. So the 8 vision is actually a biblical story, and I'm gonna look this up just to refresh it real quick, so I'm not giving you guys some bogusness. Let me. Okay, so 8 vision, and this is a vision of Zechariah. So, I'm gonna just give you a quick brief. The horsemen among the myrtle trees, the 4 horsemen of and 4 craftsmen, right? Okay. The man with a measuring line, Joshua the high priest, the golden lamppost, and the 2 olive trees, the flying scroll, the woman in the basket, and the 4 chariots. So these are night visions. According to Google, these are night visions appearing in Zechariah 1 through 6. All right. And so he's saying that he is seeing the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. He sees the end. Right. So again, we're going to the apocalypse. We're going to Noah's Ark. We're going to the rapture. This is tying into Zechariah's ascension, the aliens, or the biblical figures, the angels. Like these are all tying in at the same time. And we're also talking about gangster rap. We're talking about conquistadors. Like this is all happening at the same time, and you can pick which one you want to listen to each time, right? But if you stick to one, it'll make sense 100% of the way through. The problem with DATLYT is that a lot of people will. It's like I don't know. It's like a Rainbow Road. So you know how sometimes Rainbow Road there'll be two different pathways stacked on top. If you can fall into another pathway like Mario Kart or whatever. So a lot of times what happens is there's like 7 or 8 of these layers, and people fall off and onto different ones as they're going. So you're skipping part of that continuity. So that in your brain, it feels like things are scattered and there's grammatical incorrectness. No, what's happening is that you're going into parallel universes. There you go. So it's like you're going into different parallel universes where, it's slightly different, but you're missing everything that happens during that time you're in a different one. So then let's say you go back up. You've missed that entire point. And so your brain is thinking that, well, no, I've been on the same wavelength, but you've just been hopping through time, but slightly different places. And so you're thinking that it's not conjoined when it really is all there. You just have to stay on one lane, then do a loop, go through the next parallel universe all the way through, instead of going here and then jumping down as you're going through, and then back up. Because then it makes it seem like DATLYT's all over the place when he's really just straightforward. You just got to keep your mind, think alien the whole time. Think biblical angel the whole time. Think conquistador. Think gangster rapper. Think rum, as in just the drink rum. Think Rum Nitty, right? So if you only think about those specific things as you're listening, you will hear the individual lines 100% grammatically correct. That's the one problem that I don't like when people say he's not correct. I'm like, he's probably the most grammatically correct rapper ever, like in battle rap. Let's keep it going.
Mind deliria shows your criteria with the
mind deliria. That's going back to the mind deliria. Will show your criteria with the criteria. So
I leaked the disguise of the 8 vision.
So the 8 vision leaked the disguise, right? But then at the same time, link the disguise, as in Quill, the mask, right? Link the disguise. The 8 vision, that could also be the descending of, the angels, the aliens coming back, right? So just the end times, sorry, God coming back. Delirium, a vision, this delirium, right? Because you're seeing something that's not there, and it could be real or not, and you can't really tell. So mind delirium.
Mind delirium shows your criteria will decline in tier.
Your criteria will decline in tier. So when you cry tears, it's a declining tier. But then your criteria, the gun bars will decline in tier, right? So but then at the same time, a tier is literally I and water. So we're going back to the rapture. Like he's brought the rapture all the way back, right? Your criteria will decline in tier.
The time is here. Watch, wait, listen.
The time is here. Will decline.
It shows your criteria will decline in tier. The time is here. Watch, wait.
The time is here. Watch, wait. So time, watch, wait. Watch, time, watch, wait. Right? End times, right? End times. We just saw the 4 horsemen. The time is here.
Shows your criteria will decline in tier. The time is here. Watch, wait, listen. As every drop of water hits the mud.
As every drop of water hits the mud, right? And we're still talking about. So he's still killing Rum Nitty the whole time, right? As every drop of water hits the mud, right? Your criteria will decline in tier. He already killed him at the wake, right? The view and liquidated. Like he's already killed Rum Nitty. Now people are crying at his funeral, and every drop, like it's raining at the funeral, their tears are hitting the mud, and they're just looking at the dead Rum Nitty. So this is one thing that I actually did not go through. So the 4 spotted, the wake, plead, right? All these have been leading up to him shooting Rum Nitty, right? So he shot Rum Nitty. Okay, but he didn't shoot him. It's called an indirect gun bar. So he's killed Rum Nitty multiple times within this whole time. And not multiple, he's killed him once, but they've gone through the whole thing, the viewing, people crying, people watching get killed on stream. So let's back it up. See if you guys keep up. Watch this.
As far as lines, minds erase shit. The sky and space shit gonna lay you in the facade.
The sky and space going to lay you in a facade.
They ain't tell you creators have creators. I'ma show you the difference between an alien and a god. You've traveled a great distance. To the end, you made it. In sin, you waited as they glance at the stream with faith missing.
Stream of blood. Glance at the stream with faith missing.
I'm seen as what they miss.
I'm seen as what they missed.
Now you in the view and liquidate.
Now you're in the view and liquidated. Now you're leaking blood. You're in the view and liquidated.
It is the focal point of my late mission.
His late mission to kill somebody. Late mission. He's the focal point. They're in the viewing, so he's the focal point of his late mission. Because everyone is looking at him. So he's the focal point of DATLYT's late mission.
The cornea shall be flooded.
The cornea shall be flooded. People are crying, right? The cornea shall be flooded.
And we can be tied. I leak the disguise of the 8 vision.
So now his brain is fogging up, right? It's because the link to disguise of the 8 vision. When you're thinking about 8 vision, so if you're seeing 8 things at the time, usually because your eyes are going like super watery and cross-eyed. So his cornea is flooded. He's seeing he's seeing a bunch of random stuff, and his mind's going delirious.
Mind delirium shows your criteria will decline in tier.
The criteria will decline in tier.
The time is here. Watch.
The time is here.
Listen as every drop of water hits the mud.
Right, every drop of water from his eyes, as well as the where he's leaking from, the blood. Everything's hitting the floor, right?
The flood will create the wake sea.
The flood will create the wake sea, right? The wake sea. He's a crit, but at the same time, the wake is, the same thing as the view is where people watch, it's the funeral, right? So the stream or the flood, like him leaking, is going to cause him to die. It's going to create the wake, right? But at the same time, remember the 8th vision, the dude woke up and saw.
Wait, listen, as every drop of water hits the mud, the flood will create the wake sea. Safety for those who incline the hill.
Incline the hill, right? Safety for those who incline the hill, right? So So now, okay, let's now that we've caught up with the whole death thing, this is incredible writing right here. The safety who incline the hill. So safety for those who are willing to be saved, right? Those who are willing to take in their savior in order to go to heaven, right? Inclined to heal, or people who don't want, evil gun bars. They want love. Inclined to heal, but then to go upward. Incline the hill. Incline to hill. Incline the hill, like the actual hill. So incline to hill. Incline to heal. Incline to heal, right? But then at the same time, if you have a heel, right, your leg, you incline the heel if you're injured, right? So you're inclining the heel because you're inclined to heal, right? You lift your leg up, right?
Sort of the mud, the flood to create the wake. See, safety for those who incline the hill. Sort of cascade.
The cascade, right? The water coming down, right? The cascade, the flood, the rapture is coming. The rapture is coming. Everything is becoming. And remember, how did those people survive Noah's? Like, how did Noah? I can't remember if this is Zechariah Ascensiony, but there are Egyptian tales of people, and Greek as well, of people climbing a hill to escape the great flood, right? This is like a very Noah thing. So the water came down and killed everyone who did not rest at the mountaintops or the hilltops. So incline the hill, right? Incline the hill to keep your leg healed. Incline to heal, right? So they're escaping the rapture if they're inclined to heal. That is an insane quintuple entendre. I don't think you guys understand how badly he's destroying Rum Nitty, and the battle has barely started. Like, incline the hill, incline the hill, incline the hill, incline. Like, it is insane. Like, what are we talking about here? And this isn't even the main point I'm trying to make.
Flood to create the wake. See, safety for those who incline the hill. Sort of cascade.
Oh, by the way, wake, see, right? Cascade, saw the cascade. Those are more rapture, flood, water.
The innate peak, the great meat.
Cast aid, by the way. The cast will aid you if you're inclined to heal. The cast will aid you. It's crazy.
Who inherit those who incline the hill, sort of cascade, the innate peep, the great meat.
The innate peep, right? So this is crazy. The innate peep. Oh my gosh. I was in Planet Fitness when I'm listening to this for like the billionth time. Bro. I'm sorry, bro. The innate peep is insane. Think about this. Who was inclined to heal, right? The innate are the human beings who were here first. So whether we're talking about the Native Americans, right? Whether we're talking about humans, like pure-blooded, non-alien, Zechariah Ascensiony, reptilian, Anunnaki, none of that stuff in their blood. No angel, right? So no Nephilim. All these things are killed because they're not the innate people, right? Because the innate people peaked, right? And peaked, either way, they knew to go and climb the hill, the innate peak, right? The innate watch everything get wiped away. The innate are the ones who are going to be saved. They're the only ones who can be saved because you can't save the demons, right? Because humankind was made specifically, right? So that's crazy, the innate. So the innate people, the humans, the Native Americans, the non-aliens, the non-Nephilim, right? The non-demons.
Inherit those who incline the hill, sort of cascade, the innate peep, the great meek.
The great meek. The innate peep, the great meek. So the meek shall inherit the earth, right? So we might be the weakest, but we are like the most pure-blooded, we are what was originally created. So we might not be as strong as the Nephilim. We might not be as strong as the Anunnaki, like if that's the route you want to go. We might not be as strong as the gangbangers. We might not be as strong as the Spanish conquistadors. But we will prevail in the end as the rapture comes and floods everyone out.
For those who incline the hill, sort of cascade, the innate peak, the great meek, who inherit the earth shall be ghosts, talk hunted, face.
Who inherit the earth shall be ghosts. So like the great meek, so we'll peak right? The innate peep, the great meek. So that's like a comma. The innate peep, comma, the great meek, comma, shall inherit who inherit the earth shall be ghost, right? So if you inherit the earth, those are people who came after the innate, right? After the meek, after the innate. So who inherited the earth? If you're thinking of just the earth as in just the ground, the new lands, the Spanish, right? They inherited the earth in the conquistador route. It said they shall be ghost, right? The Anunnaki shall be ghost, right? They should be wiped out. The Nephilim shall be ghost. They got wiped out, right? The gangbangers shall be ghost. They'll get wiped out, right? Gangland, it'll get wiped out.
Speak for those who want to be saved. Repeat, inherit the earth shall be ghost. Talk hunted, faith speak.
And then talk hunted, obviously, who inherit the ghost? Talk hunted, faith speak. Faith, as in talk hunted, faith speak, and those who are faithful shall speak. So talk hunted, faith speak. So faith hunted, like faith is like a more spiritual thing, so that's why it shall be hunted. Okay.
For those who want to be saved, repeat after me.
So faith speak. So he's telling the people who wants to be saved. So he's literally saying faith speak.
Say will break free in my name.
So I will break free of, any of the shackles you want to say, any of the 4 to 6 shackles that I've put on these, that I've put in existence, right? And then we think about, we're still in purgatory, right? And we're about to get raptured. We're seeing the water drop right now.
My pain ain't the rain of the will break. Want to be saved? Repeat after me. Say will break free in my name. My pain ain't the rain of the storming. The rap shore captured on camera without the warning.
The rap shore captured on camera without the warning. That could take an hour on its own just to break down. But we've been breaking down for 40 minutes already. Let's break this down as fast as we can.
Say will break free in my name. My pain ain't the rain of the storming.
My pain ain't the rain of the storm. My pain ain't the rain of the storm. Pain. The rain, REIN, rain, the rain of the storming, as in, my pain ain't the rain of the storming. Oh, man. But the storming is, we're not talking storming, well, we are, but the storming, the storm in, as in to break free, to storm in, to break open, my pain ain't the rain of the storming, right? Because he's not going to be killed by the storm. His pain's not going to come from the storming, right? Because he's saved. Everyone here is going to be saved, either by him or by following his words so that they can be saved in the way that he was, right? So crazy.
Break free in my name. My pain ain't the rain of the storming.
His name is also DATLYT, so that's not the pain. That's not the rain of the storming, right?
The rap shore captured on camera without the warning.
The rap shore captured on camera without the warning. Y'all forgot he was talking about his raps versus the other guy's raps, didn't you? I brought it up at the very beginning. Y'all forgot this entire time. Everything I just said, wipe that all away. All he was saying is that he raps better. That's all he said the whole battle. That's what he was saying. And you're telling me that DATLYT's not the best ever. This man just said, I rap better than you, with a quintuple entendre that had schemes inside of other schemes that kept going the entire time just to say, I rap better than you. All he said was, I rap better than you. And people are saying that DATLYT's not the best ever. This man just did all that to say, I rap better than you. All that stuff I broke down doesn't mean anything. All he said was, I rap better than you.
Pain ain't the rain of the storming. The rap shore captured on camera without the warning.
The rap shore captured on camera without the warning. The war. the warning, right? There was no trumpets, no trumpet of, there was no trumpeting down to signal the rapture. There was no war between the horsemen and like there was no war. He just wrapped the entire rapture without killing anybody, but he killed him. But he didn't kill him at the same time. He saved him, and he saved everyone in the crowd. He said, "If y'all want to be saved," and they all agreed and they all cheered, and so there was no need for a war because everyone wanted to be saved. This, like, the IQ is insane. I'm not stretching any of this. That's the crazy part. That's why I do this breakdown to show you guys that everything that I say in the beginning loops all the way back around, right? The rapture captured on camera. The rapture, obviously, captured on camera without the warning. And remember, the rapture camera is still an eye. And so looking at the rapture, well, and he's going about it in the way of the rapture will come about in a flood instead of the souls. I mean, instead of a war, it's coming back as a flood that wipes out the earth again, and only the people, only the meek will inherit the earth, right? Only the meek will inherit the earth. So he's just basically saying instead of everyone lifting up, because DATLYT has said in the past that he believes earth is heaven, so it makes sense to keep the people who are good and wipe away the people who aren't, right? And so that's the route he's going with. So the rapture was captured on cam without the warning. One of the craziest bars and lead-ups I've ever had to like break down. And we're 2 minutes into 17 minutes of raps. We're 2 minutes into 17 minutes of raps, and he's already defeated anything that's been said in the since he last rapped, pretty much. It's the King Bao battle. He's already out-rapped anybody else. It's 44 minutes in.
Glorious, my story disguised as the origin. This who I am.
Disguised as the origin. Disguised as the origin. Disguised as the origin. As in, the start of this was dissing guys as the origin. But then DATLYT is also, this guy is the origin. This sky is the origin from the aliens. The sky is the origin. Heaven is the sky. The sky is the origin. Like, can we...
Out the warning, glorious, my story disguised as the origin.
See, my story disguises the origin. So, the Bible, right? If he's making these Jesus references. By the way, he makes so many Jesus references in this, it's insane. He hasn't even gotten to the Jesus references yet. Well, the full, like, direct Jesus references. But in the beginning, right?
Captured on camera without the warning. Glorious. My story disguised as the origin.
And by the way, he's not saying glorious. He's saying glory is. Right.
Camera without the warning. Glorious. My story disguised as the origin. This who I am. Day on the rise.
This who I am. This guys. This who.
Glorious. My story disguised as the origin.
Disguised as the origin.
This who I am.
This who I am. As in, like, you guys dissing who his origin is, like, because he used to do a lot of antics, right?
Day on the rise.
And then he does this, day on the rise, as in he's on the rise, but they on the rise. People got raptured. They on the rise. That's an alien thing as well. The skies, they on the rise.
It ties into your morning.
Day on the rise ties into your morning, so your death. So he's killed this dude without killing him at all once.
As the origin, this who I am, day on the rise. It ties into your morning. Death be your true end.
Death be your true end.
Don't pretend like you understand as awake plead wrong.
Don't pretend that you understand as awake plead.
Rise. It ties into your morning. Death be your true end. Don't pretend like you understand as a wait.
Death be your true end as well. That's also saying that you're not going to get a second life, right? So you're not going to heaven. You're just going to die.
Ties into your morning. Death be your true end. Don't pretend like you understand as a wait plead.
Don't pretend that you understand as a wake plead. So don't sit there when you're about to die and go into heaven that you didn't understand, right? Like, don't say like I didn't understand that I was doing evil as a wake plead, as in like he's pleading at his wake to try to get into heaven. He said, no, death will be your true end if you're behaving this way, if you don't get saved.
Your mourning, death be your true end. Don't pretend like you understand as a wake plead. Wrong, mentally break free as they lead without lead.
As they lead without lead. Rum, mentally break free. It's like get rid of the addiction that you have, right? Rum mentally.
Stand as a wake plead. Wrong, mentally break free as they lead without lead. My only request is all.
They lead without lead. So listen, he shot him once at the very beginning, right? But he never said that he shot him. But we only assume that he shot him. And so he's leading without lead, right? So lead bullets.
Mentally break free as they lead without lead. My only request is all men take heed.
All men take heed. Men heed, right? So all men understand this, right? So all men heed. Those are both masculine. So you have a masculine pronoun and a masculine noun.
Mandatory glory.
Mandatory. So that's now, sorry. That's now an adjective, right? Oh man. So now he's using man in 3 different ways.
Without lead. My only request is all men take heed. Mandatory glory for those who believe with complete trust. From the dust you came, the dust you shall return.
See, from the dust you came, the dust you shall return, right?
The lesson's tough.
And so he's talking from the perspective of a God right now.
Humanity's final destination is calamity.
So he's talking about the rapture one more time. So the humanity's final destination is calamity.
You shall return. The lesson's tough. Humanity's final destination is calamity. The pearly gates await you all. I guess it's up.
Purgatory. He died and now he's in purgatory. He just shot Rum Nitty once. He killed Rum Nitty one time. He shot him live and people was around. He was bleeding out, going 8 vision, going delirious. Then they took him to like people were crying all around him. They take him to a wake, right? And then as he's in the wake, his soul is pleading in purgatory to try to get to heaven. And because he didn't get saved, right? And DATLYT saying, all men take heed. Look at this example. The pearly gates awaits you all. And he's like, and this calamity. The pearly gates awaits you all. I guess it's up. Come on, you gonna tell me Rum Nitty said anything better than this? I want anyone. He hasn't even gotten to the Bible verses yet. He hasn't even gotten a 10-2 across. But we're gonna have to cut this off in a minute. This is where we're gonna actually lead off.
The angel, calamity, the pearly gates await you all. I guess it's up. The angel.
The angel. I guess it's up. The angel. Right? Up the angel. But I guess it's up. The angel. We're going to stop it right there. 304. That's your first bar breakdown. Halfway through DATLYT's round 1. We haven't even gotten to the good part. DATLYT 1-0.